action for another day of the week. Welcome to the Thursday edition of Chasing That Paper, presented by VegasInsider.com. Flying solo today, so we'll have you in and out fairly quickly. 5 total picks across Major League Baseball and the NHL, and some fun topics to kick around the second half of the show. So yesterday's show did not go very well. Our winning streak, or string of winning shows, had been up to 5, but that came to an end there yesterday. We went 2-4. We gave a little bit back. We're going to look to take it back here today. Before we get into those picks, so guys, do me a favor. You know what I'm going to ask you? Right down there, there's a like button. There's a subscribe button right down there as well. Give each of those a click. Lets us know that you like the show. All right, let's get right into the action. We're going to start things off in Major League Baseball. We go to Yankee Stadium for this one, where the Dinky Twinkies are in town. I'm going to take the Yankees first 5 money line coming in at -130. Big offensive edge here for the Yankees. 2 right-handed starters on the mound. OPS versus right-handed pitching so far this season, 6th versus 24th for the Yankees. OPS in innings 1 through 5. 9th for the Yankees. Nothing special there, but 27th for the Dinky Twinkies. Joe Ryan on the mound here for those Dinky Twinkies, and he got absolutely lit up on numerous occasions on the road in 2022. He lasted just 4 innings in a start at Yankee Stadium in September, where he allowed 4 earned runs. He also got destroyed on the road versus other upper-tier offenses like the Dodgers and the Padres. Yonny Brito goes for the Yankees. 1 earned run allowed in 10 innings of work for him so far this season. Give me the Yankees first 5 money line. All right, next up, we are off to Toronto. Detroit Tigers in town. Another first 5 bet, a first 5 team total. We're going to take the Blue Jays to go over their first 5 team total of 2.5. That one's coming in at -130. So Spencer Turnbull on the mound here for the Tigers. And this guy has been an absolute disaster. 12 earned runs in 8 innings of work for him. 18 base runners allowed in those 8 innings. Just 4 strikeouts. He is in absolutely horrendous form right now. He's allowing a lot of hard contact as well. 41.4%. That's the highest of any starter on the team. And that could get him into serious trouble at a hitter's park like Rogers Center, or as I still call it, Sky Dome. Blue Jays ranked 9th for contact percentage, by the way. Toronto absolutely destroying right-handed pitching. No shock there. 4th in OPS versus righties. 2nd WRC plus. Give me the Blue Jays over their first 5 team total. Next up, it is a pitcher prop. For this one, it's going to be a popular one today. We're off to Cincinnati, where Nick Lodolo on the man. Over strikeout total of 7.5. That one coming in at even money versus the Phillies. So Lodolo, an absolute strikeout machine. 21 total Ks in 2 starts, including in his last start, where he had 12 on the road versus this Phillies team. And here he is pitching at home in this one, and he has been much better at home in his brief career. His K percentage at home last season was about 5% higher than what he had on the road. He also had 8 Ks, at least 8 Ks, on 5 occasions at home in his rookie season last year. The Phillies, they're striking out a lot. 5th highest strikeout percentage in all of Major League Baseball. Give me Lodolo to get at least 8 strikeouts. All right, next up, we move to the ice. 2 puck picks for you. The season one right down. You know, a lot of people talking about motivation and standings and stuff like that. There's still a lot on the line for all these coaches and players. You know, a lot of players going after new contracts, incentives, coaches looking for promotions, trying not to get fired. So a couple spots here I like quite a bit. We're going to start things off with an ice dog. We got the Ottawa Senators +120 in Buffalo versus the Sabres. So Ottawa posting some great numbers versus some pretty elite competition here lately. So check out who they faced in their last 10 games. Carolina twice, Tampa Bay twice, Florida twice, Toronto, and New Jersey. And despite playing that elite high level of competition, they come in ranked 5th in expected goals for percentage in that 10-game span. compared to Buffalo, who's way down there at 21st. Ottawa also has the edge in Corsi for percentage and high danger chances for percentage. The Sabres defense could be in some real trouble in this one. Ottawa has had one of the better offenses over the past couple of weeks, second in expected goals for over the last 10 games. Buffalo in the bottom 5 in high danger chances allowed and expected goals allowed over the last 10 games. Give me the Senators as an ice dog in beautiful Buffalo tonight. And we're going to wrap things up in Nashville. The Minnesota Wild in town, a small dog, a minus money dog. We're going to take the Wild to take care of business, coming in at minus 105. So the Predators are an analytics disaster right now. Last 10 games, bottom 4 in expected goals for percentage, high danger chances for percentage, and Corsi for percentage, where they rank last in the NHL. Philip Gustafsson, the pride of Sweden, likely to get the call between the pipes here for the Wild, and he's been a beast on the road where he has a 2.00 goals against average. Some standout wins on the road recently versus the Avalanche and Devils, where he allowed a total of just 3 goals on 92 shot attempts. And the Predators not doing themselves any favors. Way too much time in the penalty box. Last 10 games, they spent the 3rd most time on the penalty kill. As a result of all that, give me the Wild minus 105. Woo! All right, yeah, a bit of a light day, but hopefully some diamonds in the rough there. Major League Baseball, a bit of a light day. Of course, no NBA. That will recommence tomorrow. It's been all underdogs covering spreads here and not winning. They're 3-1 straight up, too, in the play-in round. So we'll see if that continues here into the play-in finals tomorrow, which we will be all over on tomorrow's edition of Chasing That Paper. So if you're looking to get some action in today, maybe tail or fade some of my bets or get some early play-in bets in, I recommend placing that action over at BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Sign up with BetMGM using the promo code VIBONUS and get a first bet offer up to $1,000 paid back in bonus bets if you don't win. That's VIBONUS, all one word, no spaces, for a first bet offer of $1,000 paid back in bonus bets if you don't win. Just use that code VIBONUS. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You must be 21 years or older to wager. Offers for new customers only. BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. All right, let's kick around a couple topics. Variety of topics in the sports betting world. Aaron Rodgers and the latest on Lamar. No, we're not going to get into that today. These shows are so sick of talking about these guys. Can they figure this situation out? Let's talk a little bit about Zion. He's in the news for all the wrong reasons. He had this quote, I think it was yesterday. This was splashed all over the internet, everyone weighing in. So this is courtesy of the NBA ESPN account. So this quote from Zion, and these first couple of words: physically, I'm fine. But now it's just a matter of when I feel like Zion. I understand the magnitude of these games coming up, and I don't want to be out there hesitating or doing something that may affect my team in a bad way. So who knows what's going on behind closed doors? We're probably not getting the full story here. There's always 2 sides to a story. And yeah, you do have to be sensitive to mental health issues these days. So let's hope it's not something severe going on with Zion. But this looks like an epic disaster. If it's not something serious, it is an epic disaster. And we're seeing serious shades of Ben Simmons, who completely has fallen out of love with the sport of basketball. Simmons, also a former #1 overall draft pick. And this is major cause for concern. So Zion, of course, a big injury. Now it seems like something mental is holding him back. This guy has missed 60% of the games in his career in the NBA. And that first line in that quote, physically, I'm fine, he said. Physically, I'm fine. We saw him in the shoot-around, the layup line, whatever you want to call it, dunking the ball last night, but he can't get in there in a win-or-go-home game for his team. 20 minutes off the bench. I think that would have helped him out quite a bit. So, not really going out on the limb here to say I don't think this ends well for Zion, but maybe I'm going out on the limb to say that Zion, he has the potential to be the biggest bust in NBA history. He's going down the same path as Greg Oden. Big difference. Zion was a much bigger prospect than Greg Oden. Zion was the most hyped, most highly anticipated prospect since LeBron James. He's not exactly filling those shoes, is he? You know, he's great when he plays. He's played in 114 career games, averaging about 26 points per game. But this path he's going down isn't a good one. You know, coming into this season, people were waxing poetic. Oh, Zion's in great shape. He lost whatever it was, 10 or 15 pounds. Congratulations on being in shape as a professional athlete, right? So he's got to really figure out, I guess we're adding the mental part of it into it as well. And like I said, hopefully it is not something severe. And what else can he do from a physical standpoint to help prevent these injuries? Maybe shaving off 20 pounds. He's got a lot of weight on that frame, right? But, you know, as we say, the best ability is availability, and he has not been available. Missing 60% of games? Man, that's unreal. So, yeah, I don't think it ends well for Zion. A lot of these guys don't get healthier with age, especially big dudes like that. Whenever you throw that out there, people will say, well, what about Joel Embiid? Joel Embiid's a massive outlier in terms of big men who are injured a lot when they're young and then go on to have a pretty good career. So, you know, I hope it works out for Zion, but it's not looking very good right now, is it? Next up, you guys know we cover quite a bit of combat sports, and I guess this does qualify as combat sports. Jake Paul back in the news. A lot of us were probably hoping we've seen the end of Jake Paul from a boxing perspective, at least. He's going to fight Nate Diaz now. This one going to go down in August in Dallas. It's going to be a boxing match. Jake Paul coming in as a minus 280 favorite. Diaz coming back at plus 220. And why did Jake Paul boxing matches continue to be a thing? I hate watch these things. You guys hate watch anything or hate follow anyone on Twitter? I hate watch the Jake Paul boxing matches. So annoying. I will be cheering for Diaz, but I do not think Diaz will win. So we take a look at the path of Jake Paul as a boxer. He talks a lot of shit, but doesn't fight a lot of elite level competition or even boxers. They got a lot of criticism for that, so he decides to fight an actual boxer. Kinda a part-time boxer, I guess you could say, and Tommy Fury, at least so. Somebody, a younger guy like Paul in his age range, around the same size, and what happened? He gets completely outclassed. He lost that fight after talking so much shit. I think he was, what, a minus 200 favorite around in that fight, so it didn't work for him. So what's he do? He goes back to the drawing board. We're going to fight washed-up UFC fighters again. This time it's a little bit different. He's fighting a washed-up MMA fighter who is much, much smaller than him and has no punching power whatsoever. So this fight is being contested at 185 pounds. Diaz is a true 155-pound fighter, and he is a journeyman fighter. He is a 500 fighter. He has no punching power whatsoever. I understand that I love watching Nate Diaz fight. People like the personality. Look at the track record. He's not very good. I guess his boxing is okay his boxing is pretty good for UFC. Not a whole lot of punching power. Now he's going to go in there against Paul, who's a good boxer for when he's fighting non-boxers. I guess we'll pay him that compliment. But so previous to this fight, so Diaz is a true 155-pound fighter. I know he's had some fights at 170, but he was a blown-up 170. So previous to this, his fights versus MMA fighters, he's fought true 170-pounders like Ben Askren, a wrestler. Then he had to step up in competition. Tyron Woodley, he fought him twice. He did knock him out in the second fight. You give him credit for that. And then Anderson Silva, a true 185-pounder, but someone his size. But Anderson Silva was 47 years old when they fought. So if Nate Diaz loses badly to Jake Paul, I don't know if he comes back from that. Like, if he gets knocked out cold by Jake Paul, is there much interest in a Conor McGregor fight still? Especially if McGregor ends up winning his next fight versus Michael Chandler. You can only watch a guy lose so much. We kind of saw it with Jorge Masvidal. Everyone loved Masvidal. But then when he started fighting and losing very badly, he kind of jumped the shark a little bit. He went on to retire. But Nate Diaz keeps coming back. He's a bit of a Terminator. He is fun to watch fight, but if Jake Paul beats him, we're never going to hear the end of it. So goddamn annoying. So yeah, I complain about it. I make fun of it. I am annoyed by it, but like a total sucker, I will be watching that fight on a Saturday night in August. So more news out of Major League Baseball. The Tampa Bay, this isn't really news. It's just developing day after day after day, up to a 12-0 start. So check this out. Tampa Bay is now 1 win away from matching the best start to a season in MLB's modern era. The 1987 Brewers started 13-0, and the 1982 Braves also started 13-0. The Rays play the Red Sox here today. So what type of reaction is this getting from sports bettors? We put out a poll on the Vegas Insider Twitter feed asking, should the 12-0 Tampa Bay Rays be favored to win the American League? And it's almost split. 50.7% of the people are saying yes, they do deserve to be favorites. That's not really being shown here in the odds too much. They do have the third best odds to win the American League coming into action today. Astros still favored at plus 350. Yankees 400. Rays plus 450. And the Blue Jays right behind them. Well, not right behind them. A little bit of a gap. Plus 650. Then you have an even bigger gap. The Angels somehow at plus 1,200 have the best odds. The fifth best odds to win the American League, which I do not see happening. But yeah, it's still too early to tell with some of this stuff. We're not even 10% of the way into the season here. You know, things are probably shaping up pretty good for the Rays. They play in a gigantic dump of a stadium. I've seen better turf on sunburnt mini golf courses than that Tropicana field. An absolute dump, and it is a disgrace. And I know the Tampa Bay Rays fan, they'll make the excuse, well, we're in St. Petersburg or wherever in the hell the stadium is, so people don't want to drive out to see it. You've had one of the best teams in baseball for, the past 3 or 4 years. Can't even get people out to watch the games because the stadium is a dump. I don't want to hear it. Move them to Montreal, goddammit. That's what I would like to see. Yeah, so still too early to overreact. And baseball's not always the best team on paper that wins. But who knows? Yeah, the Rays probably have just as good of a chance as anyone, I would say. Looking pretty good to start the season. Okay, guys, it's now time for today's Handicapper Heat Check, presented by VegasInsider.com, your home for the best expert picks in the business since 1997. Today's featured expert is Bill Marzano, who had a 5-1 MLB record yesterday and is on a 16-5 NHL win streak. Joe Madden 2-0 in the NBA last night, extending her run to 9-1 in her last 10 NBA picks. Will Rogers nailed 5 straight NHL winners and has a 11-3 MLB record this season. Visit VegasInsider.com/picks for today's MLB and NHL best bets. That's your Handicapper Heat Check. Stay hot, bettors!
Bang! Bang! It's good!
All right, shout out to the boys in the chat here. Lively conversation. Jigglypuff, Buffalo Bills fan in there every day, and Savvy Vivo shooting the shit. Their favorite picks of the day. If you're watching the replay, guys, do me a favor, or if you want to, hit up that comment section right down there. Let us know what your favorite bets are for today. Give us a little breakdown, too. Tell us why you like those bets. So that does it for today. Going to be back tomorrow with Kevin Rogers. Will be joining me. He was scheduled to join today, but some flooding in Fort Lauderdale has prevented that. So if you're watching from the Fort Lauderdale area, we wish you well, and hopefully no damage done to your property with that. But yeah, Kevin will be right back with us tomorrow. We're going to have a lot to talk about. NBA playing, Major League Baseball. Probably won't have any hockey tomorrow. We will see, though, what the lines are saying for tomorrow. So we thank Tito for producing. We thank you, dear viewer, for checking us out. Best of luck with your bets tonight. Unless, of course, you are fading us. And as always, keep chasing that paper. Yeah! Oh!